Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the SH Figuarts Giblet from Dragonball Legends. Yesterday I reviewed his twin brother Shallot. Be sure and check out that video. I think it's pretty decent and informative. But today we are taking a look at Giblet, his twin brother. And I've got to say, I'm having trouble deciding which figure I like better, if I like Giblet more than I liked or disliked Shallot. He's a lot of the same, but different all at the same time. This one definitely comes with some more interesting stuff. We'll get into that more here in a minute. And one of the main things, as you can probably see right there on your screen, is this little cloth goods jacket hoodie type thing. I will tell you, I had a lot of trouble, me personally, with getting the buckles to fasten. That could be me and my fat fingers. I'm just kind of throwing that out there, so I left them unbuckled. But let's dive into him because he's got some interesting stuff going on. Right here in this package, just like Shallot's package, it's looking pretty darn good, to be quite honest. Got a nice window, nice image of him right here. Says Dragonball Legends 7th anniversary right down there at the bottom. And again, they chose that black kind of motif versus the normal white that they go with their regular stuff. Not much on the side out of the ordinary. And on the back, again, could use the space a lot better, but it does have some nice figure images, and it features not Shallot, but him looking more like Shallot right there. Anyway, very good package, just like Shallot's. Let's dig him off the stand here really quick and see how tall he is, because spoiler alert, he's the same height as Shallot. To the top of his head, he is right at 6 inches tall. Down to the hairline is more like 5 1/4, which would make the entire figure not quite 15.5 centimeters. Let's stand him next to a couple of figures really quick, because if you saw my video on Shallot, or you're going to watch it, you'll see who I compare him next to in that video. But here he is with Goku. Goku is a little taller and a little broader stature, but I think that works halfway decent. I kind of like it. Oh, and let me pull him off here. And here he is with his twin brother Shallot. Here in a little bit, I'll put them both on the screen at the same time again. But they both look pretty good next to each other, but next to other figures, it's kind of questionable. But anyways, let's move on with him. Now for aesthetic, I went ahead and took his jacket off of him just so we could look at the actual figure. I figure most people would, display this guy with that little hoodie on there. If you could figure out how to get all three of the buckles buckled, that probably wouldn't look too bad, but we'll get more into that little hoodie here in a second. Aesthetic wise, he's basically the exact same figure as Shallot. There's a lot of reuse, but there's a lot of different parts on here as well. But both of them are 100% brand new sculpts, so that is pretty good. With them, as far as the shared stuff, definitely the neck, the chest, torso, and this thing for sure. And I'm pretty sure the feet are reused, but everything else is different just because it had to be done a little bit different. Unfortunately, Giblet here has a little bit less paint than Shallot had on him, but that might be a blessing in disguise because the paint on Shallot sucks. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched that video yet, but go check it out so you can hear a little bit more in depth. Anyways, overall, I kind of like the look of him a little bit better because it doesn't have a couple of those eyesores. But let's just start with the hair. Obviously, this hair looks fantastic. This is the head sculpt that comes on him in the package, and it looks really, really nice. I like the type of red and that pearlescent metallic kind of look for it. It was very, very reminiscent of that Super Saiyan Goku, that Super Saiyan God Goku, excuse me, budget release came out there in 2024. I think it might be the exact same color. Looks really nice. The differences in faces, I'm going to go ahead and point this out, is that he has like I don't know if that's a scar or a birthmark or what that is, but that looks kind of cool. They still screwed up the paint on the neck. The neck paint does not really match the skin tone of the faceplate, but that's okay, I suppose. One other thing about the head, and we'll move on, is if the camera is showing it, there is a little gap right there between that front bang part and where the hairline is. For some reason, it's like that, and it's like that on both faceplates. I've tried to see if the other one looks like that, and it does, and that's a little unfortunate. That's nitpicky, but it still is a thing. As far as the rest of the figure, just like Shallot, the proportions are good. Chest a little too narrow still. I do like the look of the arms with this black, where he wears long sleeves and long pants versus Shallot with the short sleeves and the shorts. I actually kind of like that look for For the body, I think it looks pretty good. It definitely could use some paint and a matte finish. This one is just as shiny as Shallot was, if not a little bit more so. But it looks pretty good. I like the gloves that he wears, where Shallot just kind of has like, open hands, and he has gloves. That looks pretty good. The paint on the silvers, in the same places that Shallot had, is pretty good. Breastplate, obviously very, very shiny. Back is very, very shiny. Legs and all that, but he does look to me a little bit better because it doesn't have that jacked up paint that Shallot had. Boots are a little more plain than Shallot's. They're just gray boots, and they are different boots. They don't have the silver eyelets or whatever right here. Paint on the toes of the boots looks good enough, I suppose. Really, he just needs better finish and some paint. This is very, very reminiscent of kind of a nicer Marvel Legends figure more than anything, and that's very unfortunate because the sculpt definitely is there, and obviously it's source material that I like a lot. But beyond the hair, there's nothing impressive, but he does have a little bit better look. Oh, and I almost forgot, he doesn't have a tail. Shallot has a tail. I guess he doesn't have a tail, so we don't get to see any ass flaps on this guy. Just little poorly sculpted booty cheeks right there. But other than that, I mean, his aesthetic is acceptable. Now, for accessories, he definitely comes with more stuff than Shallot did, but he is more expensive, so he better. He comes with 3 different head sculpts for him. He comes with a Super Saiyan God head sculpt on him in the package, and it has 2 different face plates. It has a serious face on it in the package, and an open mouth yelling face that looks pretty good. He also comes with kind of a regular run-of-the-mill base form head sculpt that looks pretty good, and it has an open mouth yelling face on it. And he comes with a 3rd head sculpt that is more smaller and mushed down, and that's because that's the one that goes on him when you're putting the cloak and hood on him, because that's the only one that the hood will go over. The hair is too big for the other 2, and I like it. It's pretty well done, and it's got a serious face on it as well. He comes with 12 different hands, 2 fist hands on him in the package, and then 8 open style pose hands that we've seen 1,000 times with other releases. But he also comes with 2 pointy fingers for the fusion dance, and we'll talk more about that here in a minute. He also comes with the cloak that you saw at the beginning of the video. It's done okay, I suppose. It's got little buckles that I'm having trouble getting 2 of them to work, but they look pretty decent. And it's wired and it's posable and stuff. Also, he comes with accessories for Shallot. He comes with a Super Saiyan God head sculpt for Shallot, and it looks pretty darn good as well, and it comes with an open mouth yelling face on it. And he also comes with a red tail for Shallot, so we now have 3 new colors of tails with these 2 figures, and I think that's cool. And of course, he comes with 2 pointy fingers for the fusion dance for Shallot as well. Overall, not a bad spread of accessories, to be honest. As for his articulation, like I said previously, this is basically the same figure as the Shallot figure, so they're going to move very, very similar, but I'll go through it really, really quick. He has the same freaking ball hinge in the neck and head like Shallot did, so I'm not even going to get my blood pressure up there. But, you know, his neck joint does move down really good, so he can look down good. He can actually look up a little bit and can still look around, you know, pretty well thanks to that neck joint right there moving pretty good, so that's pretty good. Shoulders, exact same, above 90, full 360. It's got that same butterfly, so of course the arms will come across the body, looking pretty good. I like that shoulder for the most part. Bicep swivel, that bicep swivels. Elbow joint that does come past 90, but you know, it's not the best we've ever seen, but it's definitely not the worst, and the elbow don't look bad. The wrist, you'll get your swivel and, you know, all your movement because it's on it's a ball hinge itself, so that's not too bad. Again, it's either a double ball peg or a hinge. It actually might be a hinge in there. It kind of feels like it might be. And it moves the same, you know, crunches forward pretty decent. A little bit of back, not a big bunch, but you can get tilt and twist and stuff. And when you tilt it forward, it still gets that same shelving because it's the exact same stuff as far as the way Shallot was. So you get that right through there. That doesn't look super duper awesome. Ball peg down in the waist, so you know you'll get your extra, you know, tilt and lean. And of course you get all the twist you're looking for, so not too bad. These are soft just like Shallot because it's the exact same piece. Same hips, so they both do splits really, really well, and I like it. The soft piece under here allows for a fantastic front kick, maybe even a little bit better of a front kick than the one Shallot had, but again, that could be production variants, so I like that. Like I said, soft, so you can kick the leg back with zero problem. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. Now, I will say, he has less points of articulation than his brother Shallot, because remember, his brother Shallot has that thigh swivel hidden right there underneath those shorts. He does not have that, so that's 2 points of articulation less that he has. Not that big a deal to me, but to some people it might. Double jointed knee looks really good, great proportions, and that knee looks good. I like the way that knee looks, so bravo there, Bandai. No boot swivel. Ankles are a hinge, same as his brother, so a little bit of down, not much up, and it's like a ball hinge that's like connected by 2 ball pegs, so it kind of moves around and crappy, and I'm not a big fan. Little bit of rocker in and out, not a big bunch. No peg holes, and of course he's got the toe hinge that I personally don't really like, but it's not going to kill anybody. So just like Shallot, his articulation is pretty good. I hate the neck joint, and I wish they would do a little bit of something different through here to prevent that shelving. That just that doesn't look really good, but overall he does move pretty well. Okay, my final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Giblet here. Personally, I like him slightly better than I did Shallot. Those oddly painted shoulders for Shallot really irritated me, and Shallot's miscolored skin in different spots was another problem. Yes, they both have similar problems with the glossiness and, the lack of paint and things like that, but Giblet was a little bit more expensive, but he did come with a decent spread of accessories, and their articulation was pretty good, so I would have to give Giblet the edge. I will give him a C+, a little bit better than the C that I gave Shallot, but not by much. You definitely don't need either one of these figures unless you are just some kind of die-hard fan. But that's pretty much what I've got for these guys. Be sure and subscribe, like, comment, all that good shit. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.